Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. Tyson Fury has a two-fight plan for 2019 according to his promoter, Frank Warren. And those two names are Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. He wants just the big fights. And Warren's told worldboxingnews.com a few things, and we'll get to the quotes and then a few thoughts. But also I wanted to comment on Tyson Fury and his general condition right now. There's been a number of things that have popped up on social media, but also BT Sports, and we can just have a look here. This is from the BT YouTube channel, BT Boxing No Filter. So if you have a look at Tyson Fury here, looks like he's been very disciplined over Christmas, and we'll get to that shortly anyway. But to Frank Warren, so here is the article here. Frank Warren says only two names feature on the Tyson Fury 2019 wish list. So Frank Warren has outlined a two-fight plan, yada yada yada. Wilder would be up first with Las Vegas and New York favourites to host the rematch. Should Fury prevail, Warren said the former champion will then target Anthony Joshua over a third installment with the American. Okay, so Warren says, I could go on and continue to reel off names, but the bottom line is we want to make the fights that matter, and that is what we will do. Those, Wilder and Joshua, are the only fights that Tyson is interested in after reasserting himself as the world's best heavyweight. He may not have the belts, but he is top of the charts again now. We are working on his rematch with Wilder currently. After that, he will want Anthony Joshua. There is no reason from our side why this shouldn't become a reality, because it is a fight the British public will demand to see before too long. Should Joshua not be forthcoming, Fury would then potentially pursue a trilogy with Wilder, this time on UK soil. And here's Tyson Fury and Ben Davison having a run, and this is from Fury's Instagram. You can see here from a couple of days ago, was it 5 days ago, but Fury here looking in decent condition. Clearly hasn't taken too much of a break here, hasn't decided to sit on his chuff and do nothing, back in the gym. So that is good to see, and that's something I'll be talking about in a minute. But in terms of Warren's comments, it goes on to talk about other things here. But in terms of Fury, it's very heartening to hear that those are the only two targets that he has for 2019. And I suspect with Tyson Fury and coming back into the sport the way that he has, with the motivation levels, that winning against those two guys could be the only thing that could actually keep him in the sport too. He will want to prove that he is the best heavyweight. He almost beat Deontay Wilder, got a controversial draw on December 1st, and coming back for Wilder, claiming that belt if he can get past Wilder, the only thing really left to do would be face Anthony Joshua. So it's heartening to hear that they're not going to be chasing other fights, other names, but I could actually see the trilogy happening this year, because the way it's happening at the moment and the way the schedules are lining up and other bits and pieces with broadcasting issues and where fights would be, revenue shares and splits and all that sort of stuff associated with fights, it's very clear that Anthony Joshua's team doesn't want to give up 50-50, which is what Frank Warren wants. And Warren has also talked about in recent days how you could do a pay-per-view deal between BT and Sky, how they could people could choose to purchase where they buy the pay-per-view, etc. Some of that stuff, it sounds good in theory and it's a simple solution, quite elegant to a degree, but I just can't see it happening with tens of millions of dollars, possibly hundreds of millions of dollars on the line for a Fury and Joshua fight, should it ever come to that. Remember, he's got to get past Wilder. I couldn't see a broadcaster wanting to give up, leave so much money on the table. It just doesn't seem feasible to me. That sort of stuff, throwing that out there, it sounds good, and a lot of casuals will eat that up. But really, would it happen? It's unlikely. But, in terms of Deontay Wilder next, that is a very good fight, and Tyson Fury certainly looks like he is preparing for it. He's called him out, a previous video on that, did a short one, Tyson Fury saying to Deontay Wilder, don't shit yourself, mate. And you might remember Deontay Wilder came out recently saying, look, if Tyson Fury doesn't take the rematch, if he isn't a man of his word, all this sort of stuff, that he's a coward. And, Deontay Wilder likes to throw that word around. He's thrown that around to Anthony Joshua as well. But it seems like he will get his wish Tyson Fury, he wants that fight. Frank Warren says that would be the fight that is next. And, a rematch, we have to start talking about the prospects for that. And just on Tyson Fury's condition, the way that he's looking, and pretty decent nick here, and in the gym here with his BT boxing, I know black is a very sort of slimming colour, but in terms of Fury's build and whatnot, he hasn't piled on the weight after that fight on December 1st. He's looking very trim, he's looking very good condition. I'm not going to play this because I'd get copyrighted by BT. They are absolutely ruthless on that stuff. They even actually copyrighted me a couple of months ago on a Tyson Fury social media post, and it wasn't even theirs, but they tried to copyright me on it and say it was theirs, only because Tyson Fury said, "Hey BT Sports, blah blah blah," even though it wasn't a BT video. It was just him talking into his phone in the car. So better not play this, but if you go watch this BT Boxing No Filter, certainly Tyson Fury looks in good condition. And when the first fight was made, I, like many other people, sort of said, it could be too soon for December 1st for Tyson Fury to really be in the sort of condition that he might need to be in to get the win. Ultimately, he didn't get the win. He got a draw, very controversial. Many people, including myself, thought that he won that. But at the time when it was made, I said, if it was more in, July next year, which is this year now, that could actually be a much tougher prospect for Deontay Wilder, because a lot of people believe, including myself, that Tyson Fury has more to gain in terms of there's more left that he can improve on coming back from that inactivity that he had, that he would be in better condition further along in his comeback. And I still believe that. Even though Deontay Wilder has said publicly he believes he can improve more than Tyson Fury can, I believe it's the other way around. I think Tyson Fury has more to gain in terms of, the strength, the conditioning, and you could argue potentially that let him down a little bit towards the back end of that fight, but also some of the concentration towards the end. Tyson Fury was sort of chancing his arm a little bit. Ben Davison didn't want him to be so cavalier in that final round, and he ultimately got clipped and almost knocked out in that 12th and final round of that fight. Obviously, that was a great round. Tyson Fury rising from the dead after he looked for all money to be knocked out. But Tyson Fury, if he can be fitter and stronger again, that's only going to benefit him. And how much upside does Deontay Wilder have? We know what he brings to the table. He's a big puncher. He's not really a technician. He's got some supreme athleticism, and he's quick, he's agile, big puncher. But can he be better again? He talked about after that December 1st fight being overawed and the occasion getting to him more than he expected, and he couldn't land that right hand. There's been a number of things that he said. It's come off, some of it sounding like excuses. He couldn't seem to throw the right hand how he wanted to, couldn't get the straight right. He was missing and finding fresh air most of the night. He believes that the second time around he'll be much better, and he doesn't believe Tyson Fury can be. Not sure I agree with that, but I do like this rematch. I really do. And it's going to come back again to a situation of, can Tyson Fury, who's still, you can still say he's on his comeback. There's a number of us, including myself, who don't believe he's maximized where he can get to. The equation's still the same. Can Tyson Fury, can he go 12 rounds and not get knocked out? And can Deontay Wilder land something telling in 12 rounds? And we saw in the first fight, Deontay Wilder, eventually, it took him 9 rounds before he got that first knockdown, but he did catch up with Tyson Fury and land something of note. And then obviously again in the 12th round. So this myth that Tyson Fury's not hittable, it has been busted. But if he's better again, and if he's able to execute a game plan to frustrate Deontay Wilder, try to take away the right hand, make him miss, gas him out a bit, and that was something Tyson Fury did quite well. Made Wilder miss a lot. So Wilder, he was emptying the gas tank with massive haymakers, and he wasn't landing. And towards the back end of that fight, Deontay Wilder, who's always been renowned for his conditioning, he was looking like he was tiring. And Fury finished the fresher in that fight, judging by what happened in that 12th round. There were some spots where it looked like Tyson Fury could put the pedal to the metal and maybe put Wilder under some pressure, but he held off, and that was under the instruction of Ben Davison. And that's been a bit of a bone of contention with Freddie Roach and Davison about the tactics from the first fight. But I believe that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. This is going to be a great rematch. It's going to be huge. No matter where it is, it's going to be bigger the second time around. I'm certainly looking forward to it. And judging by Fury in the gym with Davison, you can go to the BT, have a look at that clip there, about 3 minutes or so, and Tyson Fury posting some bits and pieces on his own social media. He looks like he's really dialed in, and I'm glad that he hasn't had a bit of a mental breakdown of sorts, that he hasn't sort of just ebbed off here, that his motivation has stayed up, because that was one of the questions that we had after that Wilder fight. Certainly the result wasn't what he wanted, and there was a bit of speculation among some. Could he maintain his levels of motivation? Would he be able to keep himself up for a rematch or a fight with Joshua? Would he be able to stay in shape? And Fury himself had talked about he needs goals. He needs to be able to aim towards something. And obviously this two-fight plan that Frank Warren has outlined, this is his goals for 2019. Finish the unfinished business with Wilder, and then go on to Anthony Joshua and have a crack at undisputed. That is, if Joshua still holds the belts then. But a Fury and Joshua fight, should he get past Wilder, that would be a massive event. And if all that could coalesce and come together, and we get a combination of all three of these guys fighting in 2019, whoever fights who, that'd be a great year for the heavyweight division. With Fury's re-emergence, it's added something extra to the division. It's not just a Wilder-Joshua thing at the top. So Fury, good to see him back in the gym, back training hard, the two-fight plan for 2019, and hopefully we hear that the rematch is getting made soon, because a lot of interest in that. There'll be more interest the second time around. Looking forward to it. How about you? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Boxing_squared. I'm out.